Hey there, my name is Adam from the team here at Parabola, and in this quick video I'll be sharing a little bit about how other e-commerce aggregators are leveraging Parabola to reduce the cost to serve their portfolio of brands and also scale efficiently without needing to increase headcount as you bring new brands into the portfolio. At our core, we're solving two main problems here at Parabola. The first of those is around having a lot of brittle and redundant processes that often live in spreadsheets happening across teams such as operations, marketing, and supply chain. Oftentimes, these processes are extremely manual and involve downloading CSVs from a bunch of different sources, and then maybe there's some process documentation that brings the user through all the steps required to actually aggregate and transform this data. And not only is this really time consuming, but it's also difficult to solve for when historically ops teams really had two options: either go out and hire, increase headcount to have more capacity on the team, or rely on in-house resources, whether that's engineering or data or IT, to actually build out that solution. And we at Parabola fundamentally believe that it should be the process experts on these operations and supply chain teams really being the drivers of these process automations so that when changes do happen, they can go in and really quickly and easily change those processes and make sure that everything is always staying up to date. Second main problem we're solving there is around standardization and following of best practices, especially as teams grow and you're working with new vendors, systems, brands. Oftentimes, it's easy for even the most highly efficient teams to start doing the same process slightly differently across different teams and brands. And so by building really well documented workflows that kind of build up a codified library of operational knowledge, we're helping these teams operate more efficiently and standardize process across a bunch of different brands. The way that we're doing that is through these Parabola workflows, which you can see here. And this example is pulling inventory data from a bunch of different stores holding inventory data in different channels. And so if you can imagine this process manually, it might involve going into a couple different systems, downloading CSV files, doing some type of standardization in a sheet, and then eventually consolidating one large report together to report on inventory across a portfolio of brands. In this Parabola flow, we're looking at three different types of steps that make up this entire end-to-end automation. The first of those steps are data import steps. So in this case, we're pulling data from Square, Shopify, and an API. We could also be pulling from Amazon, a database. Really, wherever your data lives, we'll be able to pull that into a workflow automatically without requiring engineering resources. Once we actually have the data in Parabola, then we can start to manipulate that data the same way that you would in a place like Excel or Google Sheets. So for instance, we can do things like filtering our data set or selecting columns, doing some type of math or aggregation and VLOOKUPs. Really, whatever your process is currently in a spreadsheet, we'll be able to replicate all of those individual steps of the process in this Parabola flow here. Finally, we have steps to export this data. So in this case, we are sending data to a Google Sheet, but if we needed to send an email attachment, Slack message, send data to a database or an API, really wherever that data needs to know, we can build this really custom integration to get that data there. In short, we're helping other aggregators really lower the cost to serve their portfolios by standardizing and building a really scalable foundation for operations, supply, brand teams to build on top of. And all of these automations can be owned and iterated on by non-technical spreadsheet users to really unblock technical organizations and empower a lot of these business users stuck in spreadsheets today. Definitely happy to help build out some of these automations and provide a little bit of extra information, but really appreciate you watching until the end here. Hope you have a good one. Thanks a lot.